Hey everybody, this is Adam Sauer, and the app I'm working on is Circaevum. Appreciate you guys taking the time today to work on this and kind of give some help on some of this stuff. So, if you guys are familiar with some of those visualizations of like the Earth moving, throughout the solar system, it's moving on its trajectory throughout the stars, along with the sun and the other planets. Um, what I'm trying to do here is actually build that functionality into a calendar that people are using on a daily basis, or something that people could use on a daily basis. So I'm actually building the days and the hours and the months and everything into this calendar. And I have a little bit of functionality I'll just explore here. You can scale up and down the time axis. You can also rotate it. So instead of going up and down or going right and left, I can go vertical. So now it's a vertical time axis. And then you can kind of zoom in here and then look at where basically this red line is kind of like your hour hand to say this is maybe what event, say if you have an event from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., then it would be like an arc that just comes out through here. And so this red arm, if you will, is kind of the time hand. And so it's going to draw to what the current time is. This is a 24-hour clock face, so it's kind of like, starting, let's go back to January 1st, just to make this really simple. So you can scale in too. I'm scaling with the buttons, and then you can also scale the calendar and everything with the left-hand buttons. This is on the Quest. Other than that, I'm kind of using the basic UI from the UI demo scene of the Quest integration, and then my grip fingers are controlling the Earth to go forward and backwards. Ideally, I've thought about hand tracking and tried to implement it, but and maybe I could get to the point where I'm like actually moving the Earth with my hands would be pretty cool, but I'm not there yet. So right now I just have this system scaled. The idea is 24-hour clock face. You're going through the hours of the day, so this is moving kind of fast, but you're moving through. So noon is closest to the sun, midnight is furthest away, and then you have your morning and your evening. You can kind of look it up like this. I like looking at it this way. It's like one day. And so obviously you can also rotate it, which I find valuable. So now it's more on a horizontal axis, and I can get it up close here and say move forward. Now, some of the user input, other than locomotion and interactions like that, I have this menu system here because as a calendar, you got to log in and then create your events and edit your events and all that kind of stuff. So I have a login here, and it's pretty clunky. It's like create a username, and you got to type with these big clunky mallets, and then hit enter. That enters there, and you got to do your email address and all this stuff. It just gets kind of like too clunky. So for each of those, and so right now I just have a button over here that auto fills all my stuff. I'm not going to log in right now because it'll crash it, but and then once you do that, you want to say, okay, I want to make an event. You come over here and you enter in more details, and then you actually pick like the time of your event and everything. So this is kind of the area that I feel like I need more help, but I would also like a lot of help on the interaction side as far as like moving the Earth and making a more fluid experience, especially for hand tracking, because this is an experience I want to build across several platforms, like the Magic Leap, other headsets, the HoloLens, obviously, and then maybe even getting into the Windows mixed reality space. But so as you can see, a lot of the interactions right now and like this kind of UI is very clunky. Uh, I don't want to hand somebody this whole experience and the first thing they're looking at is the laser pointer and these big mallets and they're like, what the heck is VR? You know, I want to make it a nice experience, and so in general, that's what I've got. That probably went over 5 minutes. Appreciate you guys taking the time to look at this and value your input. All right, thank you.
See ya.